Have you ever wondered what it's like working in the most magical place on earth, seeing excited and smiling faces every day, and making memories of a lifetime? Well, good news. I'm here today to tell you how to do just that. The Disney College Program is an internship program put on by the Walt Disney Company that focuses on three aspects: living, learning, and earning. Essentially, you get to live in Walt Disney World, work in Walt Disney World, and you can even learn in Walt Disney World. Today I'm going to tell you the 3 steps of getting into this program. I first applied to this program in August of 2018, and I really had no idea what I was doing. I just took it step by step, and come September, I found out I was accepted into this universally recognized program, and just last week, I moved down here to Walt Disney World to live out my dream. I hope through this speech I'm able to teach you the 3 ways of getting into this program and making memories of a lifetime, not only because of the fun experience, but because of the valuable work experience you get to put down on your future resumes. The 3 simple steps of getting in are to 1. Create an outstanding application, 2. Complete the web-based interview, and 3. Knock the phone interview out of the park. The first step is to create an application that shows Walt Disney just how valuable you will be to their team. There are a few things you want to do when creating this application. You want to 1. Use keywords, 2. Keep it simple, and 3. Put the most valuable information at top. First, let's start with using keywords. That is so important in today's day and age when everything's electronic. When you submit applications electronically, like you do for the Disney College Program, it's really important to use keywords. This is because, according to Money.com, more and more large companies are using this thing called an applicant tracking system to filter through applications primarily. The applicant tracking system's main job is to search for specific keywords and phrases that the employer wants and then filter out these applications for the employer to actually read. A statistic from Money.com states that actually 75% of applications never even reach human eyes. That's kind of an astounding number. What keywords should you use? Well, research, research, and research. If you research the Disney College Program online, you'll find a list of a bunch of different roles that college program participants can have. And under each role, there will be a brief description that contains keywords that you should use in your application. The next thing you want to do is to keep it simple. A good application will be clean and easy for the viewer to read. Money.com suggests using a font that is simple and easy to read. The same source also recommends only using bold, italics, or all caps when something is really important. It's also important to narrow down the information that you put on your application. Too much information can be pretty busy and crowded, and it'll be hard for the reader to read. Finally, put the most valuable information at the top of your application. Money.com compares the top 1/3 of your application to valuable real estate, so you should treat it just like that. Valuable real estate, by putting the information you really want them to see at the top. If you take the advice from Money.com and use keywords, keep it simple, and put the most valuable information at top, you're sure to have an outstanding application. If all goes according to plan, the Walt Disney Company will see this as well and move you on to the next step, the web-based interview. The web-based interview is a series of questions that gets to know you and your personality a little bit better. There are 2 types of questions. There are the personality questions and the what would you do questions. First, let's look at the personality questions. The personality questions are super easy. They're just statements like, I am lazy, and you rank that 1 to 5, corresponding to strongly disagree to strongly agree. Easy as that. Next are the what would you do questions. Now some say these are a little bit trickier because it's hard to think of what you would actually do, but don't sweat it. Don't overthink it. Just be honest and answer what you think is right. That's a big thing too. Be honest. They'll sometimes reword a question a few different times on the same web-based interview just to make sure that you're being truthful. So all in all, the web-based interview consists of 2 parts: personality questions and what would you do questions. Don't sweat it, don't overthink it, just answer it and be honest. Immediately following the web-based interview, you'll find out if you made it on to the next portion, the phone interview. If you made it on to this portion, Congrats, you're at the last step of the application. Now, there are a few things that you want to do in order to prepare for this application and have the best chance at moving on to actually doing the Disney College program. These things that you want to do include noting the name of the interviewer, smiling while you talk, and preparing ahead of time. I asked my roommate Maddie, who is also doing the Disney College program right now with me, what her piece of advice would be for this portion of the interview process, and she actually gave me two. The first being to know the name of the interviewer. It is really important to note the name of the interviewer for two different reasons. One, to make the interview more personal. It'll make it seem like you really know this person, and it'll make it a lot easier to talk to them. And the second reason, so that you can personally thank them at the end. DisneyProgramsBlog.com also states this as being really important because it leaves a really good impression and shows kind of some respect for the interviewer. The next piece of advice she gave was to smile when you talk. Now, funny enough, this is a piece of advice that DisneyProgramsBlog.com also gave because it's so important. They say that you can hear a smile through the phone and through your voice. If that's the case, when you smile, you'll sound happier, and that's something they really like over at Disney World. The last piece of advice comes from DisneyProgramsBlog.com, and that's to prepare your answers ahead of time. They can ask you a variety of different questions, and sometimes it's hard to think on the spot. So if you look up these questions ahead of time that are common for your role, you can prepare answers and have those notes by you while you take the interview. This can also be helpful by using note cards and having a pen by you to write down additional notes, which is something that the Disney Programs blog suggests doing. You won't hear back from this interview for a little bit of time. You might not hear back for 2 weeks to 2 months. Don't sweat it. It's completely normal. They only release a few names every week for the next coming weeks. Just be excited that you completed the process and you're one step closer to living at Walt Disney World. In conclusion, it can take a while and be kind of tricky. Just follow these steps and you're sure to do a great job. First, create an application. Second, complete the web-based interview. Third, schedule a phone interview. I am now living my dream, and if you follow these steps, you can too be living yours.